Well, good morning, my Tuesday King family. How is everybody today? I am very well. So I finally heard from Daria right after class. It was about 2 o'clock, and she didn't have internet, so she's not playing with me. And here's her comment. Hi, love. I didn't have any connection. They turned off the internet because of the danger from the war. This is in Russia, and now everything is fine. I bought a working VPN. I sent her money for rent. She thanked me. How am I? I miss you. I love you. Da 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 da. Do you see my messages? And I said, I see these. If you messaged me before, I don't. So my whole mood was much, much better. I got the comfort back that when you don't get, when you get into a routine, you're comfortable. And so I got that back. So I was very happy to hear from her. She said she's losing weight. She doesn't have money for food because of the inflation there. Russia prints money. They got a war, although they are getting money back from a higher oil price. So they are looking at it. So I understand it. I don't think it's a game. And so I'll send her some money. But anyway, I was up late yesterday watching a movie. It was like 1 o'clock, and it was like now it's 2 o'clock. So I'm like, I better get to sleep. I made the mistake of having a Diet Coke, but I think it had caffeine in it. So I was wired. Normally I get tired about 11, and I was wired, and I forgot. I was kind of pissed that I got a Diet Coke instead of. Usually I try to get Squirt or Verner's where there's no caffeine in it. To me, Verner's is at least healthy. It's got ginger in it. Anyway, but it was at the gas station because I was hungry. So anyway, so I'm very happy I heard from her. I'm expecting to hear from her today. I assume she's at work. Anyway, so that was it. So again, the comfort level was that because I sent her around on Monday and I was hoping, but we were going on Thursday and I know she needs it, but she never acknowledged that she got it or she didn't get it. And I always get the thank you. So anyway, we will see. So I've been busy with the apartment. I've been vacuuming. I got to mop the floor in the bathrooms and in the kitchen. Not a big deal. And I got some cleaner for the shower. Most of my bathroom countertops are clean. And the kitchen. Now I got my plates out. I just have to box them. I've been going through my baseball cards because there's a lot of old, like in the 90 hoops or the 91 Pro Set football. It's all crap. It's way overproduced. So I've been going through looking for the Barry Sanders and the Emmitt Smith, which I think I've already pulled out. So basically, I'm just throwing these sets away with all these no-name players, the offensive linemen. I pull out Lawrence Taylor, Reggie White, or something just because maybe they'll have a value, but they don't really So I've gone through the sets and all the valuable cards, the Jordans, the Birds, Magics, Kareem, I pull out and then I frame them. And then if they're really like the Jordans are expensive, I put them in the safe. And so I go through that. So anyway, I'm going to start packing the car with these boxes of the frame cards that aren't in the safe, that are good value, but not great value. And I'll put them in the trunk, and I'm going to put my coats over it. Then I'm going to put my clothes in the back seat, and I'll have the movers do this table, the couch, the bed, and then the kitchen dishes are going to be a little heavier. So I'll let them, because I'm on the second floor. It's not a lot of steps, probably 10, but let them do that. And I'm not going to have them take any legs off, and then the bed's fine and the couch is just pull it out. There's nothing you can do. So it should be boom, 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 and 5, 6, 7 boxes, and off we go. And I'm going to load the car in the morning, get my keys at 9, unload then, and then come back, and then I'll have maybe, even if I have one load left, I don't care. I'll just put it in my car, and they'll have the big stuff, and that was the whole point of it. So if it takes an hour, I'll be shocked. It's 2.5 miles away, so it's nothing. And that's what's been going on. So let's take a look at gold. Jenna got her son back. So I told you the Ukrainian Gestapo kidnapped her boy, and she paid like $5,000 to get him back. And I said, well, what if they want more money? And she says, well, this is Ukraine. This is the way they do it. I go, how would I know? I'm American. I know we have mafia here and Trump and all the crazies in Washington, but they usually don't kidnap us and then blackmail us to pay. They just tax us. So today she said he came home, and I was very happy because I thought they were going to fuck her and say, yeah, we asked you for 4,300, which I guess was 5,000. Oh yeah, we need another 5 to let him go. But they, for 4,300 or whatever, they actually let him go home. And I said, well, he better be careful, because they'll keep kidnapping him. They found the goose with the golden egg. They'll keep $5,000 in you, forever. So I'm sure he'll be careful. But she was excited because he was dead. If he was in action, he was dead. So I'm glad he is home. I'm glad for her that he's home. She can kind of relax now, because I know she was very tense and snippy to me. How do you ask her, how are you? Well, obviously you're worried about your son, who's been kidnapped and in the Ukraine army about to get killed by the Russians or the Ukrainians. I think if he tried to escape, the Ukrainians would kill him. So anyway, I'm glad he's home. And I'm sure he'll be much more careful. I don't even know if he'll go out of the house. I mean, I'd be scared to go out of the house, or what he should look for to not get kidnapped. So good news there. Let's take a look at our gold. Now I started watching Mark McGuire again. I was up late, so I didn't really. My alarm went off at 7, and I got up, and then I closed my eyes because I didn't get enough sleep. And that's the key about being retired. So I get up at 10, doesn't matter. And here we go. And we got gold at 47.79. Again, Europe shot it down. It was higher in China. Europe shot it down. And you can see this 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock drop to 47.30. And now we're back at 47.80, and not much of a 10 o'clock drop. It went from 47.88 to 47.76. So notice the drops are different. When we had that big drop, it would go down $100, and now it's going down $20, right? So we're pretty firmly in the 47s now. It looks like it won't go under 4,700, and now we should get 4,800. Silver at 76.51. Again, we're getting stuck at getting back to the 80s. I don't know if they're trying to keep they try to keep the price down, A, to get out of their options, which they should have at 61. So this is more, they want to buy more silver because there's not any silver available. It's very, very low supply. It's been bought by the Chinese and the Russians. And I know the military needs silver. Good luck. So you got to pay more for all these stupid weapons. And I'll tell you, when we give them $1 trillion, the defense contractors, it's all bullshit. It's not going to make weapons. It's going, and they're paying off the defense contractors, the CEOs, the chairmen. It's all money laundering. We are not. It's not like we give them $1 trillion and they make $1 trillion worth of weapons, which is what it should be. No, it's all payoffs, and then they pay back the politicians with these $1 million lobbyist fees. So it's like Ukraine. We give them the money and then they give it back to us. It's amazingly corrupt. But the fortunate thing is they're paying them with worthless dollars. So that makes it better. So that's where we're at with that. So we expect, I've just started to watch Mark McGuire and the first couple of things. So he's expecting a much higher gold and silver price about to take off. Well, we've heard that and we've heard it. We know it will happen because we understand. I ran out of avocados. There's a big sale on Monday at Meijer's, so I'll buy 2 or 3 today at I might go to Meijer's and get them. I try to eat one a day. Very, very healthy for you. Probably the healthiest food. So that's my breakfast usually, but I'm eating an apple because I don't have that. And this is my last apple. So I need to hit a small grocery shop. I do a small one here and there. I get some veggies. Oh, then I need meat. Oh, I made chicken. I ran out of vegetables. I go get veggies. So I'm doing it like 2-3 times a week. I'm getting different vegetables or then I need hamburger. I need chicken or salmon, whatever's on sale. I'm not picky. So anyway, it should start really taking off. It is a cross to the dollar. So when the dollar goes up, gold does go down. The dollar is going up because the price of oil is going up, and it makes the dollar less valuable in Europe because of oil. And all that's bullshit. None of that holds water. It's all crap. The value of the euro does not go down because of oil prices going up. That's just bullshit. It's all, see, this is the problem. They're all into prices as inflation, and it's not. It's just the market. You have a short supply of oil in there, and the price goes up. That's not inflation. That's called the market. That's free market. That's just going up. So, not sure what to think of that. It's just bullshit. As far as it's the dollar going up, the dollar can't go up. It's printed to death. It has no value. So it's not like all of a sudden oil goes up or the euro goes down and then, now the dollar is stronger. Where did these idiots come up with that one? That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. It's not. So as I put in the title, really it should be, is oil, gold, and the dollar correlated? And the answer is no. Whatever oil does is it's the oil market. It's like peanut butter, Lucky Charms, and Oreos. Are they, if one goes up, is it core the others go up, or if it goes down the other? No, they're all different items that you buy. Apples, oranges, and tangerines, they are not correlated. So whatever oil does is in the oil market with the supply and demand there. And gold should be the physical market, is the supply and demand of gold. And then the dollar is printed to death. So there's really no correlation. The fact you've printed the dollars means it takes more dollars to buy gas and oil, but really it's the market that dictates the oil, and it should be the market that dictates oil and gold prices. That's why once we get to physical oil market and a physical gold market, where you're buying and selling, not with the suppressed prices and not with this bullshit prices. The real oil should be much higher based on the inflation, as the real gold is. So COMEX is, on one hand, good for oil. It's not good for sugar or cocoa or other things that it does. And it's not good for gold and silver because they keep it too low. They're just playing a game of buy options, sell options. That's all COMEX is. It's not real. And you can't sit there and go, well, the price has gone down because X, Y, and Z. That's all bullshit. Gold's set by the market in China, them and BRICS buying. And that's why gold's almost 4,800. Real price, probably 48,000. I kid you not, and I'm dead serious. And it's just because I don't see anybody selling their gold. Now, maybe at that price they would, but nobody's selling their gold, if they understand it, at $4,800. Why? All right, I sell an ounce. I need some money. I want to go on a trip or pay down a bill, or Johnny's going to college. I need $5,000. And that I understand, but not as like a collectible or anything like that. You're not selling your gold because the gold is so cheap. 4,800 compared to, let's say, 10,000 by the end of the year. Well, yeah, why would I sell it? I keep arguing with Jenna. I'm not selling it now. It's too cheap. I'll sell it when it hits, at 10 grand, I'll sell an ounce for you, but not now. It's ridiculous. It's just why, if it's going to be more expensive because China and Russia are buying the shit out of it, and that's going to make the price go up, then why would you sell now? So you could, but it's not a profit taking. It's not a stock. Stop buying Apple at 100. It hits 200. You sell it. You take your profit, and then you look for Amazon to buy and do the same thing. You only make money if you sell. They've got you so scammed that you believe that the stock prices will never go down. Bitcoin will never go down. So explain Bitcoin at 69,000. It'll never go down. Well, it was 120. It's now 69. I guess it went down. Well, it'll go back up. So anyway, the waitress told me at the barbecue that she could have bought it at 400. I says, but you knew it was fake. She said, I don't care. I could be rich now. It was 400 and I could have, and I said to her, would you sell it now? Would you have held it? So if you bought something for $400, let's say you got a Montana rookie card. I bought mine for 100 and it's perfect. A little bit off center. I hope it's a 10 and then it's worth 100 grand. But I kind of got blindsided. I didn't see it go from 10 to 20 to 30. I checked. I figured, okay, maybe it'll go to 200 or 300. But my intention wasn't to sell it. I like Joe Montana, and it's his rookie card. And now it's worth 100 grand. Now I need to get it graded, and I could sell it if I want to. Although I don't know if I want to sell Montana rookie card, but I could. I'll probably want to sell the Brady refractor. That's going for 275. It's a beautiful card, but 275 is a lot of gold I can get. So anyway, The gold is where was I going with this? See, my mind's so fast. I moved on to something else. But the cards, they move by demand, right? So you're not expecting. Oh yeah, the Bitcoin. So she said I could have got it at $4. So my answer to her was, when would you have sold it? Would you have sold it at $5,000? Would you have sold it at 10 grand? I think it went up to 30 or 40 and then went back down to 20. Would you have sold it then? Would you have actually held it to 120 and then sold it? And that's what people don't understand about gambling and investing. It's only a profit if you, at some point, take the profit. Gold is different because it's money and it's going to be higher, but it won't come back down. It's not a stock. It's not bid it up and then bid it down. Once it goes up, it's not coming down. That's the beauty of gold and silver, because they are real money. People will need, the demand for gold and silver is huge. And as the dollar goes out, as I explained yesterday with comfortable, you're comfortable owning the 500 grand in your stock portfolio, 401k, and you're comfortable with 100 grand in the bank. And when it starts losing value and then the 100 grand doesn't buy you anything in the bank and the stocks start crashing, you'll get uncomfortable and you won't know what to do. And you go, well, the professor said to buy gold, but I didn't listen. So I'm in stock and they're tumbling. Well, they'll come back up. That'll be your explanation. Bitcoin will go back up and the stocks will go back up. They always come back. Look at 1929, they did come back up. So I'm just going to wait and hold it. But you don't know is the money's worthless. So it's going to test your comfort level. And then you're not going to want to get out of the dollar to go into gold because you're not comfortable with gold if you don't know it. If you listen to me, you're very comfortable in gold because at the worst case scenario. So I bought mine at 1800, and this was at 250. You bought it there, and then but it's not something you profit take. So you don't want to really sell the gold. Like I bought it at 1700, but I'm not looking to sell it at 4700 because I know what's about to happen. So since I know what's about to happen and the ship's going to sink and I need the lifeboat, and then everybody's going to want the lifeboat and there's not enough seats in the lifeboat. So the value of gold, I know, will go much higher. So this is kind of an if combat. We're at the crap table and we've played the odds on the 6 and 8, and we're waiting for the guy to throw the 6 and the 8. And so we're waiting for that. And we know it's going to come, and we hope there's no 7. And that's what we're doing. So we're waiting for the gold and silver to go up. Again, we don't know exactly when, but Mark McGuire seems to think soon. I'll play that tomorrow because I just watched the first section of it. And then that's what'll happen. So we need to be we need to be smart about it. And so if we understand it, we know it has to go up because it's very limited and the dollars are all collapsing around the world, and your only option is going to be gold and silver. What these governments do, I don't know. Will they allow the public to have it? I don't really care. I'm not giving mine up. So we will see. But normally, when you're gambling or investing, which to me is the same thing, you want to make money. So if I play craps and I start with 1,000 and I'm up to 2,000, I keep playing, but I keep putting things away. Okay, I'll put 500 in my pocket. You can take money off the table at craps, blackjack. So I'll keep playing. Okay, now I'm up 2,000. Okay, I'll keep playing. Well, now I start to lose. Okay, I'm up 2,000. I'm going to leave. You will have to win. At some point, you take your profit. If you're in the stock market and you bought it at 100 and it goes to 2, you go, okay, then you put a stop loss in at 190. And then if it goes down to 190, then you get the hell out of it. And you know what happens? There's one morning you wake up and it's back to 120 and you're going, what the fuck happened? So you have to have a strategy to win. Otherwise, why gamble? So if you're playing Bitcoin at $4 and it goes to 120,000, which I can't believe you didn't sell it at 5,000. And then you see it at 120 and and now it's down to 69. Are you selling it now? Oh no, it'll go back to 120. But you don't even know why it went to 120 and you don't know why it went to 69. And you don't realize it's not worth anything. So if I bought it at 400, I'm probably out at 10 grand, depending on how quickly it jumped. But for sure, when it went to 30 and then it started down, I would have been out. And I said, thank you. It's bullshit. I know it's bullshit. That's why I didn't buy it. And that's really the key to it is you have to understand that you have to take your profit. So in stocks, okay, I made money. I take my profit. The problem with the stock market is I'm selling Amazon. I'm going to buy AT&T and I'm going to sell that and buy Microsoft and I'm going to sell that. And so you're constantly, but you're in the market. They don't have you in the gold and silver. You're making money. Well, anybody could make money just buying the Amazon and the Apple and the Microsoft and whatever else. Whatever everybody seems to be putting their money in, they're way overvalued. They're all going to get crushed. A stock that's worth 100 is selling for 300 is a problem. Or this Nvidia, it's not even a good company. It's not profitable. It's AI, which is not even worth anything. And you're going to pay $1,000 a share for something with the value of, is there a value? Are they actually with revenue? No, they're just selling they're selling the AI to you, but the AI doesn't work. Talk about Ponzi scheme. So people will pay, but it's not, the company isn't worth what the stock price sells for. But everybody's in it because they go, oh, it's AI. That's the new thing. It's just like the algorithm in football. Oh, we'll go for 4th down. We'll go for it. And then you realize we lose a lot of games going for it. Because if I don't make it, I lose the game. And they don't tell me that. They just tell me to go for it. So again, you have these problems, but people aren't smart enough to get out. They just are blinded. They don't know the reason they're doing it. And therefore, they don't know to get out. They don't understand. So if I'm playing poker and I make a bet and some guy makes a bigger bet on me, and I know he's the type of player that he's got the hand when he makes the bet. It's not a bluff. Like when I get checked raise on my aces. So I get pocket aces. I bet, let's say $25 at the 1-3 table. And one guy calls me, maybe 2. And then the flop hits. Check. Then I'll bet like $35 because either they hit it or they didn't. And I see what they do. If one guy folds, the other guy raises me. So he's checked raised me. So I read that as he's got a hand. He wouldn't raise me. He knows I have aces or kings because I made my $25 bet. So he's doing it because he knows I'm not going. So he can't be bluffing because he knows I'm not going to go out. But to his surprise, he check raises me. And he makes it $75 on the raise. So another $40 or $50 for me, and I fold because I can read he's got a set or 2 pair, probably a set. And so, if it comes like king 7-3 and he checks and I bet and he raises, I just assume 100% of the time he flopped the set and goodbye. Because if he had kings, he would call. Or if he had 7s, he would call. Or he started with a pair of 10s. He's calling. He's not raising me because I'm the aggressor and I'm showing the bet. And that's the point of it. So again, you're looking at what's happening. So that's the thing in the stock market. You got to really understand why the stock's going up. And if it's too expensive, you get out. You determine the value of the stock to be $45 a share and it's at 100. It's too much. The company will never make $100 a share. It's only worth 45. So you got to get out. But you have to profit take. Now in gold, it's a little different. Like I say, gold, you're not into profit take. We are in it because we have to get out of dollars. And this is the big differentiation. So in the dollar, you're never profit taking the dollar. It doesn't make you any money. So you put it into a CD or a mutual fund or money market or an annuity or stocks and bonds and real estate trusts. And that's why you do it. But you're buying stock to make money on it. And then you hope the stock you buy makes you money. But that's all fixed game too. Talk about everybody likes to point, oh, the football is fixed and this is fixed. The bigger fixes are the stock market and the money itself being printed to death. That's your real fix, not the football games. That's minor league stuff. So the dollars being printed to nothing. So the rule of our game is to get out of the dollars, you get into gold. But if you profit take gold, you get back into dollars, which you don't want to do. So that's why you might sell an ounce to pay a bill or take a vacation. The daughter's getting married, something, you need money, but you're not going to, you're not selling it because then you have to get back into dollars. So if you're not going to use it, so you got a bill, here's an ounce, you get $5,000, you pay the bill, you go on a vacation, whatever, then that's fine. But you're not selling the ounce because you bought it at 2 and it's worth 5 now. And then you get back into dollars. So if you're not going to use it to do something and you're just using it because you made money, that's not the point of gold, because then you get back into dollars and that's the bad guy. That's the ship sinking. Well, I don't want to get back on the sinking ship. That's the whole point of it. So that's not why you can't profit take gold for that reason, to get back into it. Yeah, you want to buy a Mantle card, you want to buy a Rolex, fine. That's fine. I mean, that's okay. But you're not getting in gold to take a profit to get back into the dollar. So that's why gold's different. And silver. You're not profit taking it. You want to be in the gold and silver boat. So it's like getting out of the lifeboat and going back on the Titanic. What's the point? So that's why you don't profit take gold and silver versus stocks. Okay, I'm going to profit take blackjack, craps, poker. You're profit taking there. Okay, I'm up $500 in poker. I don't want to get caught with my pocket aces and the guy has a set on me. I don't want to see that. So therefore, that's the point. So we will see. So that's what I'm trying to say around the block is that. And when you're in stocks, you got to know the value of the stock, but you really want to get out of it into gold because it's priced in dollars, as is all the money in the bank. They're priced in dollars. So they're really priced in something that doesn't have a value. So therefore, you better get the fuck out. Well, I got $1 million. It's not worth anything. That's what I was trying to tell Luke to tell his friend. Well, he's got $4 million. I go, it's not worth anything. So that's the key to it. So when I give some gold or silver to the girls, I tell them, hold on to it. This is really not to be sold right now. So last time I met Jen, I gave her an ounce of gold. It was $2,700 an ounce. And now call it $4,800. She's bitching about money. I said, if you would have just held it, you would have had $4,800 instead of 27. You'd be able to sell it and you'd be fine. Well, I needed the money. Well, that's my point. That's why I gave you gold, so you wouldn't spend it. But she doesn't listen. Anyway, so we will see. Otherwise, that's what's going on. So we're expecting the gold and silver to really start taking off. Now, why? We get the why, because it's undervalued, because there's very few ounces, 210, there's 200,000 tons of gold. That's it. The demand is much higher than 200,000. Therefore, the price should shoot up. Therefore, we just hold it and wait for the price to shoot up. COMEX is a paper. I'll talk about a Ponzi scheme. It's a paper Ponzi scheme because it can print 2-3 million tons of it, even though there's only 200,000, and the price drops because they're shorting it. So people are shorting the actual price with these options, and then we need COMEX, we need bricks to buy it back to raise the price. So the price is not at market. It's not what the market would. So if you had a real gold store and people are buying your gold, you raise the price like any other item, like a t-shirt. The store I go is a jewelry store, and they sell gold and silver. Well, they have rings and necklaces and chains and stuff like that. And they put it on sale and they see if it sells. And if they sell, they can raise the price. And if they don't sell, they put it on sale or lower the price. He says he doesn't do well with the jewelry. I go, well, there's a real nice jewelry store, Tappers, on 8 Mile, and they're on 5 Mile. So people who really want nice jewelry don't go to him. So anyway, that's the key to it. But that's what would normally happen. So if I had a ruby necklace or bracelet or a sapphire or something, I'd put it. Now we don't know those prices, so I would put it out there at, let's say, $1,000, and if nobody bought it, it's too expensive. And if 5 people want it, then I should raise the price to 2,000. And that's how the market works, and that's how you get a real price. What will people pay for it? And that's why gold and silver is bullshit, because we will buy the paper price because it's cheap, but it's not the real price it should be. These prices that go up and down have nothing to do, as I said, with that idiot from Egon. It has nothing to do with Turkey selling 50 tons of gold does not lower the price. That's kind of the stupidest explanation I've ever heard in my life from a finance guy, quote, who's just a salesman who is obviously clueless to make that statement. It's absolutely, the guy should be embarrassed and shouldn't, as soon as I see his name on something, I just delete it because I know everything coming out of his mouth bullshit and incorrect. Like I said, if I sell my mantle for $100,000, why would the price go down? Somebody bought it, and whatever they bought it for, if I put it on auction and it ended up at $100,000, that's the value of the card. That's what somebody paid for it. The thing is, in baseball cards, the Montana rookie, the Mantles, the Mazes, those are individual auctions. So if they sell for $100,000 in that auction, they might sell for 90 or 110 in another auction. So they're not necessarily, they're close to what the price is because that's what somebody paid for it. But that's where we need with gold. We should actually, the eBay auctions are a joke because they're using COMEX as the price. So they see COMEX is 4,800, they'll put it in at 4,900 or 5,000. That's what they put the auction for. And that, but again, they're using the COMEX price to price the auction instead of a real auction. In a real auction, people in a real auction would not look at this COMEX price and say that's the price. And once it goes to a physical price, and the physical price of gold is 15,000, then you do an eBay auction and you're going to get 15,000. And that's what should happen. That's what we're looking for, is that price when somebody comes in the store and they buy it, and you raise the price and they still buy it, and you raise the price, and then it's based on demand. And that's what we want with our gold and silver, what I keep bitching about, because the paper is not It's just between the bank shorting it and somebody buying it. It's not got anything to do with the free market. So it's really ridiculous. Anyway, all right. So that's a lot, but anyway, very happy. I'm much more comfortable after hearing from Daria yesterday. We're getting the 10 o'clock drop at 12, but it's not down much, 47.60. It's been a weird 47.35 to 47.80. Then it was 88 when we started, and now it's sliding to 60, and it'll be back to 80, and nobody can understand what the fuck's going on. All right, enough of that. Let's go to the NBA. We did have Anthony Davis. No, let's see. The Lakers, Steph Curry did not play. The Lakers win 119 to 103. We played Golden State. We didn't bet it because we thought Steph Curry was playing. He played 22 minutes the night before, the game before, but he sat out. Chicago 119, 108. I had it over 248 and 227. That's a loser. Toronto minus 3.5. That was a bet, and that won. They won 128, 114. Indy over 223, and they played a 217, so that didn't go. Boston plus 4.5. Tatum scored 24. The other, Brown didn't play. And New York wins 112, 106, so that's a loser. And the other game we bet, Houston minus 3.5, and that wins. They win 113, 102. So I played two bets yesterday. Toronto minus 3.5, Houston minus 3.5. They both win. Go Teaser King. I love when I win. All right, let's go to baseball, and then we'll go back and make picks. So as I said, Detroit was on a losing streak, and they lost again. So I'm glad I didn't play Detroit. All right, let's look. All right, we start off with the Yankees over 8, and they lose 1-0. Where's their hitting? The Yankees suck. Now, we didn't bet it. It's a loser, but we didn't bet it. The bet was Minnesota over 8, and they win 3-1. So Detroit, they're not hitting, and it's not like Minnesota's got good pitchers. I love this. Parker Meadows, he's some minor leaguer for the Tigers who plays center field, and Ricky Green, the guy who used to play basketball at Michigan, he played left field, and Meadows is playing center, and there's a ball to left center. And Ricky Green's so stupid, he runs into him. And now the guy's in the hospital. I don't know all his injuries. Meadows tried calling him off, and Ricky Green just went for the ball, didn't hear, didn't listen, and ran into him. This is the problem with minor league players. They're so stupid. They can't understand the situation. Now, the center fielder has the ball if he can get to it. The left fielder has to be conscious of the center fielder if he's calling him off, and he actually has to look. There should be a sign they use and not a voice where if he touches his hat or his arm that he's got it. And the left fielder has to look for that. I did that. I played some center field. I was mostly an infielder, second baseman, shortstop, but I would play center field, left field once in a while. And I would know to look out for the other fielder. And that's what and I had time. There was a line shot hit up the gap in left center, and I'm playing center, and I'm running after the ball. And in the meantime, I'm able to look at the left fielder to see if he's got it or not, to back him away. And then I was able to look back at the ball and I caught the ball with one of these diving, catches, and they're very easy. They make it like a big deal, and I go, I made that catch. It's not hard. You just focus on the ball and you dive and catch the ball. Your hand-eye coordination. These are professionals, I assume. So they make a big deal out of it, and they're really easy catches. Or that one, or the football catch where you're looking over your shoulder, is the very easy catch, because if you play football, you catch everything over your shoulder and you get used to it, and it's not a big deal. So I thought that was really, really strange. But in the thing, so he runs into him, and I blame the left fielder 100%. The guy's an idiot. He is not capable of being conscious that if it's close, the center fielder has it, and he should be looking out for the center fielder. And the center fielder was close enough, and he should get the ball. That's how it works in baseball. The center fielder has priority over the left and right fielder. If he can get to it, he takes it. And that's kind of what happens. And that's what hurt Mickey Mantle. He was playing right, and Joe DiMaggio was playing center the one year they played together, and Mantle was going after this ball in right center, and DiMaggio really never called him off or just got there at the last second and made the catch. And Mantle slowed up and hit the drain. You know how they pop the drain to get the rain off the field, and he landed on the drain, which was not grass, and he hurt his knee. Him and Bobby Orr, they hurt their knees. It's incredible how they superstars and they hurt their knee. And Bobby Orr hurt his just skating up the sideboards, and some guy kind of pinned his knee into it, and that was it. Another one, he got the inner knee hit on a play just skating through the zone, and they kind of collided knees, and yeah, you feel real bad for the superstars getting hurt. But this should never have happened. The left fielder needs to be understanding it's the center fielder's ball. He's supposed to catch it. And you should be able to see him coming. And if you see him coming, the center fielder has to assume I have the ball. It's his responsibility. The left fielder has to get the fuck out of the way. They teach that in Little League. How this guy doesn't know it and wasn't precautious is ridiculous. Again, this is the problem when you have minor leaguers out there. If you had Mays and Barry Bonds or Bobby Bonds out, if you had Bobby Bonds and Mays out there, it never would have happened. Mays would have taken charge. So anyway, again, the Tigers just look like a Little League team. They lose 3-1. They get very few hits. None of the hitters are doing anything. A couple of the strange guys who you wouldn't expect just got hot and had a few good hits. But most of the teams hitting like 180, 150. The Mets over 7. The Mets, that's a winner. 7-1. Arizona, that goes over. We played KC, Seth Lugo, and he loses 175. And then our bet, San Diego. San Diego wins 7-3 with who was the pitcher? Dylan Cease, maybe? No, I don't know. So we had two bets. We had Minnesota over 8, which loses 2 units, and we had San Diego 2 units. San Diego wins. So we break even on our bets. Let's take a look at the streak. I hit the wrong thing. So Colorado was on a 4-game win streak. We'll see if we got anything. Baltimore's on a 3-gamer. Everybody else is 1 or 2. Minnesota's now on a 4-game winning streak. Detroit's now on a 5-game losing streak. Kansas City's on a 3. So we're going to use Minnesota as a 4-game winning streak because they beat the Tigers. The Tigers are now on a 5-game losing streak. So Detroit, Minnesota. And we've got Houston on a 4-game losing streak. They didn't play yesterday. And Seattle's on a 5-game losing streak. But this is the way it works. Everybody goes on streaks. You go on streaks in poker. That's what Stu Unger said when he won his last one. He said, I just waited for my streak and I won all my money and won the tournament when I got hot. And that's basically anything. Sports, gambling, stocks, gold, they get on streaks. National League, American League, National League East, nothing. The Central, everybody's 1-2. And Colorado lost. Okay, so Colorado's done. Who the hell's PA? Oh, that's play against. Okay. So we have one streak, Minnesota, and we have 3 against Seattle, Houston, and Detroit. So again, 1-1 yesterday. So let's go back to the NBA, and let's pick. Now, we're almost at the end. It ends Sunday, I believe. And then we start our little stupid playoff to see who's in the playoffs. Yeah, you played 82 games, guys, but you know what? You came in 7, 8, 9, and 10, so you get the playoff to see who's 7 and 8. We played 82 games. We're 7 and we're 8. What the fuck are you talking about? Well, we can make more money by 9 and 10. Imbeciles. All right. Well, we can make more money that way. And why don't you have a playoff for every team? Let's see Sacramento and Washington in the playoffs. Because they won 15 games. I'm sure they could win the NBA title. Oh, my God. All right. 4 time. Cleveland goes to Atlanta. Atlanta's 7.5, 233. I always like Atlanta as an over in Cleveland. So I'm going to go over. Over 233. I'll think about betting it. We have Miami at Washington. Miami, I think, needs the game. Miami minus 17.5, 246. We know Washington sucks. Let's see if Miami needs the game. If they need it for the playoffs, let's see, Miami. I mean, Miami's in. They're the 10th seed. Milwaukee's at 31 wins. They got 41. They're not going to lose the 10th seed. The 7th seed, Orlando's got 44 wins, and then 8 and 9 have 43 wins. And they only got 2 games left, so they could go 43 and 39. But I don't know that matters. So I don't know that they need it. Washington, the worst team at 1763. So is there any team here? The only team here is like Atlanta and Toronto with 45 wins versus Orlando with 44, Philly and Charlotte with 43. So theoretically, if Toronto went to 45 and 37 and Orlando won its last 2, Orlando could go to 46 and 36 and not have to play this stupid playoff game. I can't believe Detroit's the best team. That's ridiculous. Boston getting better from the injuries. The Knicks and Cleveland are in. Toronto and Atlanta with 45 wins. Orlando 44 is the 7th seed. In the West, Oklahoma 64. Barry Switzer's having a nice year coaching. San Antonio with Winnebago is 61 wins. Denver 52. The Lakers 51. Houston 51 and Minnesota 47. They are in 1 through 6. Houston and the Lakers 51 and Denver 52 if they want a different seeding, but they're basically in the playoffs, so they don't need the game. Then we've got 7 through 10. Golden State at 37. New Orleans is 26, is 11, so Golden State's in. Portland with 40, San Diego 41, and Arizona 44. So there's really, Arizona's probably comfortable. The Clippers in Portland, 8 and 9, doesn't really matter. And then Golden State 10. So they'll be playing Phoenix. The Clippers will be playing Portland. So maybe Portland wants to win to get home court advantage, I guess. But that's about it. So everything's locked in. Phoenix can't catch Minnesota. So nothing really going on. So let's keep going. We got Atlanta over. The Heat doesn't need the game. They're in. Washington's terrible. Laying 17 and a half and a total of 240. I'm staying away because I'm noticing they're winning 117 to 103s, 220, not 240s. So I'm really reluctant. I don't really want to bet it under. But I think Miami, and I don't really want to lay 17 points, but I'm sure Washington isn't trying. So that's what worries me. Will they get to 246? The Pistons go to Charlotte. Charlotte laying 5.5, 225. Charlotte's been red hot. They've been winning every game. It's crazy. Detroit, I think they'll play Richie Cunningham a little bit to get him ready for the playoffs. I'm going to take Detroit plus the 5.5, but I can't bet it. I can't bet on Detroit teams. But I love betting against the Lions and the Tigers. New Orleans, Boston. Boston's 16.5, 224. Now they're playing back-to-back. So Jaylen Brown didn't play yesterday. We'll see if he plays. Boston, it's a tough lay, 16.5, 224. Boston with the good defense. Boy, I don't know. I can't lay 6. I can't play this game. See, these lines are too high to really lay 16.5 with New Orleans, although Boston's better. I guess if we find out Jaylen Brown's playing, then maybe we can take Boston minus 16.5, but I don't like it. They don't need it. Philly goes to Indiana. Indiana's out. Philly's kind of needs the game. 15.5, 232. Let's go over here. Philly over 232. We'll go 2 units. Indy with no defense. Philly, their players, a couple of them came back. I don't know who they are. Embiid's out. What else is new? So we'll look for Philly to go over here with their backups. Toronto goes to the Knicks. The Knicks beat Boston yesterday. Minus 5.5, 219. I'm going to go over here. New York Knicks over 219, 2 units. Again, it's a tricky weekend. The season's over on Sunday. They don't really give a shit. There's very few games where the team needs to win. Orlando is one of them. They play the Bulls. They could move into the 6th slot with a win. Magic fined 25K for violating injury reporting rules. They said the guy was out and he played. And that's for betting. So they got the line down because they said he was out. And then when he played, they got a better line. I wonder who was behind that, Mr. Mafia. So we got Orlando, Chicago, Orlando. I'm going to go over on the game, but I can't bet it. Over 242. It's hard because it's the end of the year and we're waiting for the playoffs next week. We'll have a lot of action then. The Nets go to Milwaukee. Both teams absolutely suck. Winnebago's out for Milwaukee. The Nets don't have any. They're a college. I don't know if they could win a college, win the Big Ten. Milwaukee minus 9.5, 217.5. Again, we'll go over, but I'm not going to bet it just because it's 217. Dallas and San Antonio. San Antonio 18.5, 230. Here I like San Antonio over 234. No, I'm just going to play San Antonio minus 18. 2 units. We got Denver and Oklahoma. Oh, that's like Oklahoma, Nebraska, right? Denver minus 11.5, 232. What the fuck? Was the whole Oklahoma team sitting out? Battle of the benches. Okay. Jokic, Murray, headline, Nuggets injury report. So they're not playing. Headline lengthy. And Shea's not playing, and somebody named Holgram. So we have the benches. So we're not going to fuck with this Oklahoma-Denver game. I would have taken Nebraska in the points. So why is Denver laying 11 with the bench? And then the 232. I don't see how you can get to 232. So we're going to go under here. We're going to go Denver under 232. I'm not going to play it, but it's like football. If you don't have a quarterback, how are you going to score points? And we say this a lot when the both teams like it's Fields against Tagliabue. There's no quarterback. There's no going to be point. How can you get points? So it's the same thing here with the starters out. How are you going to score? So let's go under 232. I don't know where they're getting that number from. And this is where we get them on analytics. They're just looking at the scores for Denver and Oklahoma. But is this the same game? You've got to subtract out the Joker and the Penguin and the Riddler, and you got to subtract out Shea and the guys on Oklahoma, Barry Switzer. And therefore, how do you get to 232 without those guys? Well, we don't know. It's just analytics. We just take averages, or AI. We just take average. They're not taking into account you losing all your scores. Where the hell are you going to score? So I'm going to go 2 units on this after thinking about it like that. This line's bullshit. The line should be 215 at the most. So we got a double teaser here. We got a 17-point teaser here. Minnesota goes to Houston. Houston minus 10.5. I doubt Anthony Davis is playing. I like Houston minus 10.5. They were good for us yesterday. Memphis goes to Utah. Battle of the losers. Utah 3.5, 250. Yeah, no thanks. How can you bet over on this game? So there's another game, Memphis under 249, but I'm not betting it. But where are you going to get the points from? These teams aren't that good offensively. They're terrible. Utah's terrible defensively. San Diego goes to Portland. This is a key game. Portland laying 1.5, 227. I like Portland here. Minus 1.5, no bet. Golden State against Sacramento. Steph Curry. Is Steph Curry going to play tonight? So he played a couple of games. Warriors coach Steve Kerr addresses Steph Curry status at a Kings game. He provides an encouraging update on Steph Curry ahead of the road clash of Sacramento. Steph Curry is optimistic about Warriors lineup for key. So he thinks Steph Curry is going to play. If he is, then we'll take Golden State, but I don't know if we'll get burned again and how long he'll play. So I can't make this play. And that leaves us with Phoenix against the Lakers. We know Luca Brasi's out. They did have a big win yesterday. Phoenix is laying 2.5, 217. But without Luca Brasi, it's too hard of a play. So let's look at it. Atlanta over 233. Detroit gets 5.5. Boston lays 16.5. Philly over 232, 2 units. The Knicks over 219, 2 units. Orlando over 242, no bet. Milwaukee over 217, no bet. San Antonio minus 18, 2 units. Denver under 232, 2 units. All the players are out. Houston minus 10.5, 2 units. Memphis under 249, no bet. Portland minus 1.5. Go Portland, just because they're at home. We've been red hot in basketball, and we're pretty hot in baseball. So, next up, let's go to baseball. So we go to covers. For baseball. Fuck off. I hate these spam calls. You try not to answer because you don't know if it's just an AI guy calling to see if the line's open. I mean, the phones are getting ridiculous now. You don't even want to answer. It even tells you it's a spam, but a lot of the spams aren't spams. Some of the spams are asking for life insurance. They're actually salesmen, and some of the spams I'm finding are actually recruiters trying to get a hold of you. All right. So we went through yesterday's games. We went 1-1, 1-2. No, we went 1-1 yesterday, hitting San Diego and losing Minnesota over 8, thinking they were two bad pitchers, Detroit and Minnesota, thinking the teams could actually hit. But as we see, Detroit, one of the worst hitting teams in the league, and everybody's still like in a daze that Detroit's a good team. But if you look at the last half of the league of the year last year, Detroit blew a 15.5 point game lead. And this year they started bad. So they're not a very good team now. They're a bottom team. Their players are a bunch of minor leaguers who can't hit, and they're still looking for a walk. This guy, Torkelson. Torkelson goes up looking for a walk every time. I've never seen anything like it. And yet they bat him fourth. The manager's got his head so far up his ass, he doesn't know what he's doing. He's not a fourth hitter. He doesn't produce RBIs. He's no Willie Mays. He's no Hank Aaron. He's no guys like that who get hits, who hit 300. He's a 190 hitter, maybe a 200 hitter. So he doesn't hit well. You don't want him fourth. You don't want a guy who goes up looking for a walk as your fourth hitter. You want a guy who actually swings and hits the ball and gets hits. It just blows my mind. The other thing that blows my mind, they have this guy Carpenter, who I don't know. He's a 230 hitter, but he hits home runs. And they bat him fourth. And then, you know, what really bothers me is when the guy goes 2 for 2 and he's a lefty and they bring a lefty in and he pinch hits it. And I could see if it was Gates Brown or somebody who could really hit as the pinch hitter, Pete Rose, Mike Schmidt coming off the bench. You're bringing a guy in, Jay Jones, and the guy is hitting 0. You're pinch hitting your best hitter who's hitting, I don't know, what, 280, let's say, who can hit home runs, you're batting fourth for a guy who's hitting 0. Okay, the lefty maybe can't hit lefties, but we know the righty can't hit anybody. He can't hit he's hitting 0, and it's all against lefties, and he's a right-handed hitter. Oh, well, I'm playing analytics because analytics says the lefty can't hit lefties, but the righty can. Yeah, except you got a guy who's so bad, he's hitting 0. What are you doing? He should be in the minor leagues. He's obviously not a major league hitter. Are you kidding me? How long are you gonna go with the guy hitting 0? How long are you gonna go with him? We're in April. You're gonna go to what, June, and the guy's hitting 0, and you'll keep pinch hitting for your best hitter with the guy hitting 0? Or maybe by then he's up to 50 or 0.50 or 0.7. Or maybe he's at 1. Maybe you got his average up to 100. It just managing nowadays is so bad. These guys are so stupid. Well, analytics says my lefty can't hit lefties. Fuck that. Can he hit? Willie Mays did pretty well hitting against righties. Barry Bonds only hit lefties, didn't have a problem. Killebrew, Oliva, and Carew. I mean, it's ridiculous. Now I'm naming stars. I think Pete Rose was a switch hitter. Mickey was a switch hitter. Uh, Derek Jeter was right-handed. Alex Rodriguez was right-handed. Didn't seem to bother them hitting righties. So the whole point is, if you have a good hitter, you don't pitch hit for him. So is your fourth hitter a good hitter or not? If he needs to be pinch hit for against a lefty, then you got a problem. He's not a fourth hitter. Your top hitters, your top 10 hitters do not get pinch hit for. This manager is the worst I've ever seen. He pinch hits for all his players. He moves them around in different positions. I played second and I played short. I could not play third. It's a different angle and it's more reaction. I might play third if I played third, but I played it once in a softball game. But basically, you're it's a different angle, second and short than third and first, and the outfield. It's all different angles, and so that's the point of it. If you've got you're my shortstop, you're my second baseman, you're my third baseman, you're my first baseman. You don't move them all around. I like when they move Happy Bias. He's your shortstop. Now he's your center fielder. And now he's your first baseman. It doesn't work like that. It is not jack of all trades, master of none is what you have. So I don't like what he does there. Just stick with your play. You got a third baseman or not? Put him at third, and that's it. Don't play him at second and play him at first and play him in left field. These are not interchangeable. That doesn't work that way. That's how stupid the Tigers manager is. And the only reason he won the title in Houston is because they cheated. I assume the first half of last season he was cheating. Somebody must have caught him. And then he stopped cheating, and then they lost because they can't lose if they don't know the pitches. But be very leery of idiot managers like that. All right. To the 410s. And that's a crap expression. My dad's friend said that the 4 and the 10 were the best bet because you got really 2-to-1 odds on them. And it was the best odds to play. That's why they played craps. He would just place the 4 and the 10, take the odds, the 2-to-1 odds, and that's all he would play and wait till he hit. And he'd lose. So you could lose one hand, but then if you won the other, you won double. So he did that. So that was his strategy. Just play the 4 and 10s. My strategy is to play the hot numbers. If you see 6 and 9 hitting all the time, you play 6 and 9. If you see 7 coming up a lot, I would play the don't pass. Play the streaks. If red's hitting, play red. And back rack, if the player's hitting, play the player. If the banker's hitting, play the banker. All right. Pitt goes to the Cubbies. Ladzinski for Pittsburgh, a 4 ERA. I guess Amana Anga with the 4.50 ERA. Why the fuck is this total 6.5? The wind blowing in. I don't really care if the wind blows in from Wrigley. I guess that's what's happening. Chicago's a 141 favorite, but I got 2 bad pitchers. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to go Pitt over 6.5. I'm not going to bet it because it must be a big wind. Otherwise, this line should be 8 or 9 with these pitchers. Miami comes to Detroit. Detroit on a 5-game losing streak, so we're going to bet Miami blind. Chris Paddock with an 18 ERA against Cater Montero. We are going to bet Miami over 8.5. See, it's such a tough bet. The bet's Miami. Then you got these 2 terrible pitchers who will probably go 2-3 innings. And can either team hit? Detroit can't hit. Maybe they're a little better at home. Miami. So this bet should be Miami over 8.5. Theoretically, the bet should be Miami, but the pitching's so bad. Now, if Miami wins this game with the pitcher of an 18 ERA, then we're definitely on them the rest of the weekend. So let's go over, but I do want to play Miami. I'll think about that later, but I can't bet on a guy with an 18 ERA. Detroit's terrible. So the bet's never Detroit here. It's Miami or over. Arizona and Philly. Here we go. Arizona Soroka with a 0.9 ERA against Luzardo with a 5.25 ERA. Philly's a 168 favorite with an 8 total. And I got a guy with a 0.9 ERA. Are you a reliever? Or what the fuck are you? Game log. He beat the Tigers 9-6. Gave up. He pitched 5 innings twice, 4 hits, 0 runs, 4 hits, 1 run. Okay, so I am on Arizona today over Philly. Philly's been playing like shit. They lost to the Niners twice. They got shut out. They lost like 5-0 2 games in a row. So let's go. Yeah, we're going to take Arizona. Plus 154. We'll go 2 units. That's what you look for. We got a 0.9 ERA, which is real, although he'll go 5 innings. And then Luzardo with a 5.25 ERA. So I don't know why the total is 8. I don't know why Philly's a 168 favorite. Doesn't make sense. Oh, AI did it. Oh, how silly. California goes to Cincinnati. Cincinnati's a 175 favorite with an over of 9. We got Whiskey, who sucks, but he won the last game with the 5 ERA. Burns with the 0.82. Is this guy for real? Chase Burns. Never heard of him. He pitched 6 innings against Texas, 5 hits, 1 run. And against Pittsburgh, 5 hits. He gave up in 5 innings, 1 hit. It's not as good as you think because it's only 5 innings, 1 hit. If he pitched 8 innings, 1 hit, you'd be wow. And in 6 innings, he gives up 5 hits and 1 run. So he's given up a total of 1 run. Chase Burns, Cincinnati. So I'm going to go Cincinnati minus 175. Let's go Cincy. 2 units. I don't like Kanakowski, and he's got his 5 ERA. Cincy, we'll see if they can hit. Minnesota goes to Toronto to play the Maple Leafs. We got Toronto minus 129 and 9. We got Woods Richardson with the 2.45. He's very inconsistent against Corbin. Corbin with a 0 ERA. Really? Who is this guy? Patrick Corbin. And he hasn't pitched yet. Okay. Last year with a 4.40 ERA, a 5.62, a 5.20. This guy's terrible. He's a 5.5 ERA pitcher. So when they show a 0 ERA, they should just show a line because it means you think he hasn't let up a run. He hasn't pitched yet. So therefore, his ERA is nothing, not 0. Wood Richardson 2.45, total of 9. Toronto, I don't know. They're not hitting. Minnesota got a few runs against Detroit. Let's go Toronto over 9, but I'm not going to bet it. I don't have enough faith in the hitting of Minnesota or Toronto. All right. Oakland at the Mets. The Mets 143-8. Clay Holmes 150 ERA for the Mets. G Sin 0 ERA, but is that real or bullshit again? Looks like he has pitched. Game log. Yeah, he's pitched 3 games. Okay. He's a reliever. Okay, he's bullshit. 2 innings, he gave up 2 runs. 1.1 innings, he gave. Okay, so this guy sucks. JT Gin. The Mets 143. I'm going with the Mets. Minus 143, and we'll go 2 units on the METS. Mets. The Yanks playing at Tampa. The Yanks have sucked. No hitting. Again, Lou Gill with a 0 ERA. I'm not even going to look. 124. The Yankees are 124 favorites, 8 total. Mats with the 4 ERA for Tampa. I cannot bet this game over. The Yanks can't fucking hit. So it's not an overplay. And then it's, what do you think? Well, the 4 ERA pitcher, I'm not taking Tampa. So this I am going to not even play. Good game here. The 49ers against actually the Baltimore Colts, as I like them. It's the 58 Colts. Johnny Unitas against the 49ers. Colts are favored 123, total of 8.5. Root for Frisco, 4.50 ERA. Shane Baz, 4.09 ERA. This should be over, but are they hitting? Again, I don't think they're hitting. I'm going to pencil in San Francisco over 8.5, but I'm not playing it. There's so many bad hitters. There's so many few major leaguers in baseball. You have to understand that when you go through the lineup and you go through the box score and you see 9, 10 guys, and you see 2 of them hitting over 275. Maybe there's a 300 hitter in there somewhere and a 290 hitter, and they probably haven't batted that much. And then you see at least 6 guys hitting under 200 on every team just about. I'd say there's 30 teams. I say 28 of them have at least 7 guys hitting under 210. What the fuck are we watching? We're watching, you've got to be kidding. This sport is so bad. It's almost as bad as basketball. So these overs are getting harder. The only over you got is at Oakland because they're playing on a softball field, and at Colorado because of the Mile High. So I can't go over here. I can't bet it. I'm playing it over, waiting for them to wake up. Cleveland goes against Atlanta. We got Atlanta minus 135, a total of 8.5. We got Sassoni for Cleveland with the 5.40. I thought he was pretty good. 5.40 ERA against Bruce Elder with a 0 ERA, and I doubt he's, well, let's see. They're favored 135. It looks like he's pitched in 2 games. He's actually pitched 7 and 6 innings. And he gave up 2 runs last game, but they weren't earned. And I'm tired of that. That's bullshit. They were earned. It's only if there's an error with 2 outs and then they score. That's the unearned run. So Elder, okay, let's call it a 0.5 ERA to Cleveland. So this is actually an under. Okay, we're going to go Atlanta under 8.5. We'll go 2 units because this guy's really is like a 0 ERA. Well, it's like a half ERA in 2 games. Cleveland they don't have hitters, right? Most of their hitters are hitting under 200. They have the 2 guys that Wong and somebody else. The White Sox go to KC. KC 169, favorite 7.5. We got Dean Martin going for the White Sox at the 2.45 against Bubik with the 4.09 ERA. Both these teams are terrible. We got 5. They're both 5-8. Bubik, Dean Martin, 7.5 total. I probably an over, but I gotta get a better feel if they score. So I'm gonna watch this game. Washington, the Redskins go to Green Bay, play the Packers. We got Milwaukee 196 in a total of 8.5. Irvin for Washington. Theismann's out with the broken leg with an 8 ERA, and Charlie Patrick with a 1 ERA. Let's see what he's up to. Chad Patrick. I like Charlie better. Let's see. Game logs. He's pitched 2 games. They won 6-1 against the White Sox, 5-2 against KC, which is my problem. He beat nobody. He pitched 4 innings, gave up 5 hits and 1 run, and pitched 5 innings and gave up 4 hits. So either way, you're looking at the bullpen. I don't know how they're hitting Milwaukee or Washington. You would think Milwaukee will win because Irvin's got the 8 ERA. As far as will they go over, I don't know enough of the hitting yet. So I'm going to pass on this. I will play it as Milwaukee over 8.5, but no bet. And this is all called problem solving. So this is why I don't use formulas. This is problem solving. And problem solving why I would go one way or the other. And it's something that you got to work on. You just can't problem solve. Boston, 131, 7.5. We got Early with a 3 ERA going against Dave May with a 16.71 ERA. Games at St. Louis. This is the 67 World Series. Bob Gibson against Yastrzemski. 131 to 121. I can see why Boston's favored. But Boston hasn't been hitting even at Fenway. They're not going over. I'm going to let this game go. This should be an over, and it should be a Boston, but they're not. If they're not hitting in Fenway, they're not going to go to St. Louis and start lighting it up. Maybe they will, but we got to start looking at lineups. But we're about a week away. They don't have enough games yet. They've played 12 games. I can't look at 12 games and say, oh, this guy's a great hitter, terrible hitter. I'd say about 50 at bats, which is basically 13 games. So we're pretty close to it. I think 50 at bats. We'll do it Sunday. I've been busy. We'll get into that move. Anyway, I take it one piece at a time. It's like golf, one shot at a time. Packing, took the dishes out of the kitchen, fine. Packed up here. I vacuumed this room, boxed up a lot of the stuff. Then we're going to go, and I took all the cards out of the second bedroom, and they're let's see. You can kind of see them. I'm in the way. There you go. You can see the the 4-column boxes. So I moved. So there's nothing in the second bedroom. I just got to quickly vacuum and dust the windowsill. And then you've got. So that's done. My bedroom, the clothes are going in the car. I'm not packing the clothes. I'm just throwing them on the back seat and in the trunk. But I'm going to put these 4 columns in the trunk first and then load the clothes on them. And that's what I'm doing. And then when I get there at 9, I get the key. I'm going to unload the car. And then there might be a few odds and ends here. The movers will move the kitchen. I don't have my 1, 2. It might be 2 boxes, actually, when I look at it. And then pots and pans I could probably throw in the trunk. And I don't care if I unpack those. And then my spices are going into this big bowl, but I'm still using them, so I can't pack the spices. and that, and then I'll put the stuff in the freezer into my cooler. So I got to take the cooler anyway. I put all the stuff in it, but that'll do that morning. That'll be the move when I get it out. And then the bathroom stuff, well, I still need my shampoo, my conditioner, my soap, my shaving cream. I still need all of that. So that's going to be done the morning of, or maybe the night before. I don't need to shampoo that. I can shampoo at the club or at the new place. I gotta go out and buy a shower thing for the shower, the curtain. Maybe I'll do that today. Actually, I got the 17th to the 26th, I think. The club's closed for, again, renovation, so I won't be able to swim. So all that time I can take care of things. And then I'm waiting for my federal tax return, and I got to pay my state, but it's just a couple hundred. I don't know why I got money back on the federal, but I owe on the state. I don't understand that. And then and that's it. And then I got to get my cashier's check, which I'll do the night before I move in. And then the internet, all the other things are done. So I got to figure out what internet I want, which I'm not in a big hurry. I can do it when I move in, really, but I'll look for a place because they can't do anything. No May. I'm going to have them do it May 2nd. On the Friday is the 1st, but I'm going to, with the moving, I don't want to then sit and wait for, although it's probably a good day if they came in the afternoon, they can do that. But I'll probably want to go swimming. But, it shouldn't be too tiring because I can, in the morning, do my boxes, but I'm going to load them the night before. I might do it now. I might load my boxes and my coats and some of my clothes into the car. Anyway, that's what's going on. So back to baseball. Let's see. So we did Boston, St. Louis, Houston, and Seattle. Seattle's terrible. 4-9. Houston didn't hit. Seattle's a 132 favorite, 7.5. We got Hancock for Seattle with a 0.75 against Imai for Houston with a 4.50. Let's check Hancock. This is the problem. We don't believe the ERAs, especially this early. He did pitch in 2 games. Game logs. He pitched 6 innings in both games. He had a no-hitter going in the first game against Cleveland, and against California, he gave up 6 hits and 1 run. So this Hancock guy's for real. Houston can't hit. So let's take Seattle minus 132. We'll go 2 units. Probably should go under. Neither team's hitting. And with this guy against IMAIL. John C., hello. Colorado, San Diego. Let's see. We got San Diego minus 176.8. We got Ferris Bueller with the 10.50 for San Diego. Sugana with the 160 for Colorado. Is this guy for real? He's from Japan, where we got to go to Japan for players now. We don't have anybody in the U.S. Player stats. Game log. Here we go. 4 innings, 2 hits and a run. 6 innings, 4 hits and a run. So this guy's pretty real, Sugano, for Colorado. So he's actually pretty good. San Diego, Bueller stunks. I don't know. Colorado on the road. I like Colorado plus 161, but I'm not going to bet. I can't trust Colorado outside of Colorado. Texas goes to the Dodgers. We got the Dodgers 221 and 8.5. Glasnow for LA with a 3 ERA, and Rocker for Texas with the 3.60. This has got to be an over. Let's go LA. Over 8.5, 2 units. These pitchers aren't that good. The Dodgers' weakness is their pitching. I don't buy Shotani. I don't smell what he's cooking, and that's it. Let's go through the games. Pitt over 6.5, no bet. Miami over 8.5, 2 units. Arizona plus 152, 2 units. Cincinnati minus 175, 2 units. Toronto over 9, no bet. The Mets minus 143, 2 units. Frisco over 8.5, no bet. Atlanta under 8.5, 2 units. Seattle or Milwaukee over 8.5, no bet. Seattle minus 132, 2 units. Colorado plus 161, but no balls by me taking them outside of Colorado. And the Dodgers over 8.5, 2 units. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 plays. In basketball, we have 5 plays. So very good. The Masters. So that's baseball. Again, it's a little early. We theoretically need one more week for the hitters and the pitchers to get a true feel of them. Like, is this guy on Seattle really that good? He's pitched 2 games. The Colorado guy, he's pitched 2 games. He's given up 1 run. Is he really that good? So we will see. Especially in Colorado. We'll have to see how good he is, because if you can have a 1 ERA in Colorado, you're a good motherfucking pitcher. All right, let's see. Let's go to the Masters. Unfortunately, it's not on TV until tomorrow, which really sucks. I don't really understand why it's not. I like Justin Day's up there. I always like Justin Day. All right, here's the leaderboard. Here's your leaderboard. They got to load their ads before they can load the data. It's so fucked. All right, here we go. Ad loaded. All right, so today, Sam Burns -5, Rory -5 lead the way. Rory tees up in 144. Justin Rose -4. Will Clark from the 49ers -4. T. Hatton -3. Patrick Reed -3. Kitayama, never heard of, -3. Jason Day, I like -3. Tees off. No. Xander Schauffele, Mr. Choke, 2 under. Sean Lowry, I like him, -2. B. Griffin, have no idea. Got her up. English, Spieth. Spieth will choke on the 12th, -1. Oh, here we go. He's through 10 holes. Here, he's going to go from -1 to +3. Mick Fleetwood Mac, -1. Brooks Koepka, -1. Adam Scott, -1. Scott Scheffler, -1. Never heard of half these guys. Sergio Garcia is at +1. Schwartzel +1. Dennis Johnson from the Boston Celtics is at 1 over. Scott Stevens played for the Pittsburgh Penguins, is 2 over. Corey Connors, the guy from Spider-Man, is 2 over. Victor Hovland is 3 over. Bryson DeChambeau, the worst putter I've ever seen with that stance, 4 over. Butch Harmon, the guy, the coach, is 4 over. John Rahm, 5 over. Jose Maria Olazabal, 60 years old. What the fuck is he playing for? He's 5 over. Red Fox is 5 over from Australia. Danny Willett won it before, is 5 over. Fred Couples, what he's 70 years old. He's 7 over. Why is Freddie Couples playing? That's ridiculous. Vijay Singh, 8 over. Angel Cabrera, he won a U.S. Open or something. He's 7 over. See, when you win, you're exempt for life, but the guys are just wasting their time. And so, well, where's Jack Nicklaus? He's only 90 now. So that is your leaderboard. My bet would be, depending on the odds, I like Rory McIlroy. Justin Rose is usually a choke, but he'll be there. I like Jason Day, but I don't know if he'll be there. Schauffele's a choke. Lowry could be. Jordan Spieth, I wouldn't bet a penny on that. Brooks Koepka sucks. Adam Scott's too old. Scott Scheffler's a choke. I hate Scott Scheffler. No, nothing there. So those are your guys. Probably bet on Rory. Vrabel has a new girlfriend. Who's Vrabel? Oh, the New England coach. So, who cares? Him and Belichick. There must be something about New England there that they get all the girls. So good for him. So that's your Masters. You got to bet the winners. McIlroy, Justin Rose will be there. Jason Day's been a while. And that's it. We know Spieth will end up 4 or 5 over because he'll choke on the 12th. Because once he's fucked up the 12th, you always fuck up the 12th. So he put, 5 balls in the water there that one year, and he never can get over it. I said at the time he'll never win another tournament, and he never has, or another major anyway. All right, let's go to the Walled Street and see what's going on in the fake Dow Industrials. And it's down 300 points at 47.881. Now you're talking about fixed. This is the most fixed thing on earth, right? This is so fixed. They're printing money and putting it in the stocks to say, look at the economy, look how strong it is. Because people, for some reason, are associating the stock market with the economy, which has no correlation. As I said, and I put in my title, there is no correlation between the price of oil on COMEX and the price of gold on COMEX. There's no correlation. If we both got to physical, they'd be it's like eating chocolate and it's like eating vanilla. There's no correlation. If people like chocolate, they don't like vanilla. So there's no correlation between oil and gold. It's just the oil is its own commodity and gold is its own. The difference is you're getting out of the dollar to go to gold. You're not getting out of the dollar to go to oil. You don't go into oil. I can't hold I can't show you the oil coin. There is none. Wait, I'll get a Quaker State 1 quart can. Not how it works. There's plenty of oil and the price is going up. It's all fixed. So the US and Russia can pump more oil and make more money. That's all it is. It's all about money. It's all a fucking game. Everything Trump says is a lie. We are not winning. We have gotten killed in the war. Well, wait, we did a regime change. No, you didn't. You just got the guys out and there's new guys in and they're not your guys. So you didn't do a regime change. Nuclear weapon. No, they never had nuclear weapons. They don't want nuclear weapons. And even if they have them, so what? Russia and China have them. Israel has one. Who cares? Nobody's ever going to use it. So what's the point of having the weapon? We got rid of their Navy. They don't have a Navy. We got rid of their Air Force. They don't have an Air Force. What do you mean you got rid of it? They don't have it because they have 45,000 missiles that they are firing all over Israel, and they would fire them here if they could reach it. See, that's where we're lucky. We get into these wars in the Ukraine and here in Iran, and they're not bombing us, right? So they're bombing the Ukraine and they're bombing Israel, but they don't bomb New York and Chicago and Philadelphia. If they did, Trump would be gone in 5 seconds. He should be gone anyway. So we'll see about a gold standard. We'll see. This digital currency will never work. I wouldn't buy 1 ounce of it or whatever, however you sell a stable coin or Bitcoin. I wouldn't buy any of it. It's Ponzi scheme city. I told you about that woman selling 1 coin and then she admitted, yeah, it's just a Ponzi. It's not real. We don't have any coins. So be very careful. Don't be taken in by people that are excited, or if they say something, they have to prove it. Why is the dollar being inflated? Not, then you hear these idiots, well, inflation is going to rise in the summer because the price of oil will go up. That's not inflation. The price goes up because supply goes down. It's not inflation. Inflation's only from money printing, that you're inflating the dollar. And so these guys, they're so stupid. So don't listen to them. Most people will listen and think that they're learning and they think the guy's right. And that's what they do. And they're not right. And so that's what you got to understand. So these guys aren't close to being right. And therefore that's, but because you listen to, an Andy Scheckman or a Peter Schiff, you think you're learning. Dan Maloney learned his shit from Jim Rickards, so everything he learned is wrong. Everything. So you can't listen to Maloney and you can't listen to Rickards because they're both idiots. So you start, well, I found a guy, I'm going to listen to him and I'm going to learn. And it just is not the truth. They're wrong. They're not using Austrian economics. Like, why? They're using Keynesian shit. They don't understand what inflation is. They don't understand the gold price, paper and physical. So how the fuck would you listen to them? And then you listen to them and you think, they're right. And that's the biggest trap for most people with their financial planners, like Attack on Wall Street guy losing his 60 grand because he went to the financial planner. He said, I'll put you in real estate trust. He's like, oh, okay. And then the guy, I love it, later in the movie, he goes, did you inspect everything goes to zero. And he goes, did you inspect the buildings? Like, what are you talking about? I don't inspect the buildings. I'm the salesman. You make me commission. That's the way the game is. I don't inspect the buildings. Why would I inspect them? And that's not the problem. The problem isn't the building. The problem is we loaned it to a guy who has 5 cents to his name and he can't pay the mortgage. So he defaulted. That's the problem here. Not the buildings were bad, but there he goes. He listened to his financial advisor, financial planner, who was a moron, who's there for the commission, and he fucked them. And that's the whole point. You've got to be very careful who you listen to. And you can't say, well, why are you buying gold and silver? They can't take it to the grocery store. Oh, yeah? Well, we'll see what happens. We're not talking about today. We're talking about tomorrow. So look for gold and silver to go to the moon. Right now we're getting into the basketball playoffs. We got baseball. Too new. We got to let it, it's like it's like boiling an egg. We turned it on, but it's not boiling yet. We got to wait till it boils, put the egg in, and go from there. We can't really look at what's happening now. So that's the key to it. You've got to be very careful in baseball to read it yet. The hitting's not there, the pitching's not there, so you can't get fooled. We can mark down, hey, look at this pitcher. I think we saw a few of them that we looked at that said, wow, this guy's pretty good. Now, Scanes we know, and Fried we know, and Ric Flair we know. So there's guys that we know, so we don't have to wait on them. Skubal, good for 5 innings, and he cries and goes home, takes his ball and runs home. So we ignore Skubal. He's a very poor player. He's very good compared to the crap that's out there, except for Fried and Scanes. There's not a lot out. Ric Flair. So he wins the Cy Young because it's like the U.S. dollar. All the other dollars suck too. So somebody has to win it. But he is no Sandy Koufax by a mile. He doesn't have the heart. He doesn't have the skill. The fact he's a Cy Young winner is because there's nobody out there. The pitching's so bad. It's all minor leaguers. And, you stumble on a Paul Scanes. And Paul Scanes went to LSU, FYI. Bobby, we haven't heard from you in a while. Come on back. He'll be back for football. So we got the market 47,000, which is a joke. Let's check out our gold and silver. Silver, a nice jump, 76.23, 24. Gold, 47.60. So as long as we see gold hanging in the 47s, we see how it was 4,400 and then 45. Now it's 47. It should be over 5,000, and I don't know the delay and the 76.24. This has nothing to do with the war. This is all options. People might need money, as this Matt Puffenbarger said. Turkey's selling 50 tons of gold. That's why the gold price is now. No. You're an idiot. You don't know what you're talking about. Selling 50 tons of gold will not lower the gold price. Only options can lower it. So right now, the options have moved into oil, and that's why the gold is down. Although I thought oil was down back to 95, the West Texas yesterday, I heard. Let's take a look at it. So 47.64 gold, 76.23 silver. And let's look at oil prices. So we got it down to 90. So gold should be through the roof if it's correlated with oil, but it isn't. So this is, again, futures, $90 crude, which I assume is West Texas or North Texas. Should be North Texas State. U.S. oil slips below 100 as Trump demands reopening of Straits of Hormuz. What a bunch of bullshit that is. The Straits of Hormuz are closed because of insurance, not because of Iran. Lloyd's of London will not insure the ship to go through a war-infested strait. So I guess they're assuming that if a tanker tried to go through, Iran would sink them, which who knows, maybe they would. Now Iran is charging. Oh, you can go through the Straits of Hormuz. We need whatever they're charging. Who cares? Fine, let it go. But there's no shortage of oil. It's on the tankers, but it's still there. And so what you have is you have Russia and the U.S. getting more for their oil and developing more, so they can sell more. That's what this war is about from that standpoint. So Russia loves it; they can sell their oil at a higher price, and they can sell more of it because you can't get it from Saudi. Now, you can get it if you pay in yuan. So China and Japan and Korea and India are all paying with yuan, not US dollars, which you don't need US dollars to buy from Saudi Arabia anymore, or apparently Iran or the Middle East. You can use anything. So that's where we're at with it. It's people don't need the dollar, which means demand for the dollars drop. Nobody wants the treasuries of the U.S. because they're worthless, because everybody knows the dollar's worthless. So if everybody knows the dollar's worthless, you should know the dollar's worthless. Don't listen to me. What's going on? Oh, BRICS is buying a bunch of gold. Oh, they're buying oil with yuan, not dollars. Nobody wants the U.S. treasuries. And oh, by the way, we still are sitting on a $39 trillion debt. So we're trying to inflate our money to zero so the debt goes away, but the debt won't go away. As soon as you come up with a new dollar or some form of currency, then you're going to pay the 39 trillion. And I think what Trump's trying to do is bankrupt the dollar to zero and say, hey, we don't owe you 39. We don't owe 39 trillion. Come out with stable coin. And then Russia and China have immediately blocked it, saying we don't want stable coin because that's crap too. We only want gold. So they're not going to take stable coin. China's already said no, and they won't. You can't, there's no Bitcoin or stable coin in China. They've already blocked it. So that's what you have. So we'll see on that. And so we'll see. Like I said, it's all about being comfortable. That's the key to life. The people, you want to date girls, you want to invest, you want to play poker, you want to bet football. You've got to be comfortable in everything, right? How do I play poker? You got to be comfortable what to do. I was watching Daniel Negreanu's bluffs, and he must have heard me talk about his tell, because he's in the later ones, he's quiet. And they're even making a thing. Hey, Daniel's quiet. Yeah, I said his tell is he talks. So he's not talking anymore. He's making these big bluffs now. And the best way to beat a guy like that is have a big hand and just check it. And he's what the new style of poker went to. I don't know if it still is. It's if you're weak, I'm going to make a big bet on you. So if you're checking, it's not like at the end, I got a pair of sixes, you got a pair of eights. We'll check it down and see who won. We won't bet him. But now it's, he checked, I'm going to make a big bet. And the question I have is, does it make sense? Wouldn't Daniel Negreanu bet $50,000 instead of $200,000? Wouldn't he want to get called? And if I was playing him, I would say, don't you want me to call you? That's a big bet. I might not call that. Don't you want a call? Oh, you're bluffing. You don't want a call. And then he'd start smiling, and there he's bluffing. But it's the checking that shows weakness. So that's how you get bluffed. So it's hard if you're in and they figure you're in a hand with nothing. What kills me is the guy, he'll make a $40,000 bet with nothing on the turn, and the guy calls with a pair of nines. And then here comes the river, and he didn't get better. And then he makes a bigger bet, and you still have the nine. Well, if you called 40, let's say you called 40,000 on the turn with nines, and then here's the river, and the guy makes it 100,000. Why aren't you calling that? I mean, if it was good on the turn, it's good on the river. So, and then if a scary board, there's three spades and 8, 9, 10, then what are you doing in the first place? You just fold that. So people just don't know how to play. You just slow play Daniel Negreanu. You just slow play him. And when he starts making the big bets, 100% he's bluffing, because when he has a hand, it's a check. I was watching that. There was this girl, Annette Oberhaus, I think one of the Blofeld people from Norway, and she won a tournament. She got really lucky. She hit a couple of river cards to win, but she won one of these European tournaments. And basically, she would bluff. She'd back a big bet, and then when she had a hand, she would check. It reminded me of the Russian girl. So then they want to keep you in, but they miss the pattern. Big bet, big bet, big bet, bluff, check. You've got a hand, or why are you checking? So the key to poker is they're reading you. If you look weak, they're making these big bets against you. So if you look weak, so if the big bet comes, you need to check raise, and that should get them out. And then you don't look weak. Or you get the monster hand, you flop a set, and you check it and let them make their big bets, and then you get them. And that's what I do. I slow play my big hands when I'm in against the Russian girl or Annette Oberhausen or Blofeld or whatever her name is, and Negreanu and all these guys who think they can make a power bet against you. So the key is not to show your hand. So you want to keep, I got 4 kings, as quiet as you can. Check, check. I got nothing. Oh, you made a big bet to bluff me out. I'll call and I'll raise. And that's and then see what happens when you do that, right? So you flop a set of aces and you just check it, and they make the bet and make the bet. Then come over the top and see if they fold. And if they do, then you've got them, because then you don't need the set of aces anymore. You just sit there and let them bet, and then come over the top on the river and push them, and then they'll realize you have a hand. They don't have anything because they're bluffing you, and they can't call you, especially if you go all in. What are they going to do? They got to throw their hand away. But the one that gets me is Mike Matusow folding a king high flush to Phil Ivey because there was a pair of jacks on the board. It was by far, you got to call. If he's got I don't think he's got a full house, but if he does, you've got to call with the king high flush. So these guys call themselves pros and they look like idiots. Anyway, that's what's going on. So I need to do a little vacuuming and start moving some of my boxes out to the trunk, and my coats to the trunk, and some of my clothes to the back seat, although that's a little bit early, and go from there. Again, I interviewed for a job on Monday, and when can I start? And now we're at Friday and nothing. And the girl said, have you been looking for a job? I go, it's just like this. You call and you talk about the job, and then I never hear about it. Just like what you're doing to me. You call, when can I start? I said, I just need May 1st off. I'm moving. I can't work that day. If I didn't get the job because of that, fuck it. And I didn't like it. It was about 40 minutes away. So there's so many highways closed. I don't even know how I'd get there. But anyway, if I do work, I want to either work remotely or I want to work close by. I'm not working 45 minutes. I don't need to, so I'm not going to do it. Anyway, that's about it. So our last look at the gold and the silver. So we've got silver 76.27. We need at least, it should be over 85 by now, and 47.65 for gold. Should be back over 5,000. So we're frustrated because it's Comex, it's bullshit, it's paper, not physical. And we saw it at 95 silver and we saw gold at 5,500. So we're frustrated because it should be higher. So if it didn't make those moves, we'd be happy at 76 and 47, knowing silver will be back into the 80s very soon. And again, not really understanding why it's not. The war has no effect on it. The dollar going up's impossible because they printed too much of it. So it's a very frustrating thing. We just got to remain calm. We know where it's headed. We know it's price fixed. We know it's the paper game. I'm going to look that up today. How many ounces of or how many tons of paper gold and silver are there? And then I can give you like there's 200,000 tons of gold. How much is in Comex and paper? 1 million, 2 million. And that will give you a better explanation of why it's not going up. Questions, comments before I eat lunch? 1:30. I'm going to carry shit to the car when I go swimming. And that's it. So anyway, I'm just very happy that Daria is okay. Although she says she's losing weight, she's hungry. She doesn't have money for food. So I'm waiting to talk to her today about that, but she hasn't been on. And again, the VPN, it seems like she had it last week and then it went out. They were blocking it. And then it worked yesterday. She was on at 8:30. So we'll see. That's all I can say. And hopefully everything's fine there. And that's about it. So have a good day, everybody. Enjoy the Masters. Enjoy the baseball and the basketball. Again, the season ends, and it looks like everybody's got their spot. There's a few, I think, West teams that can move up or East. I don't know. They're all like very close. Like the 6th and the 7th seed are close in one of the conferences. So anyway, there's so many bad teams because there's so many bad players, and nobody's tanking. That whole idea is ludicrous. Nobody tanks. Nobody goes out to win. And the problem is you don't have good players, and that's it. So that's the problem with most sports. There's not enough good baseball players. There's not enough good basketball players, and you're watching a bunch of minor league crap. Football, you have 5, 6 quarterbacks that are NFL, and the rest suck. Or Lamar, he's terrible. What is he's 2-time MVP based on what? He didn't win anything. Not MVP of the league. Not the best player in the league by a mile. Mahomes is. You got to be kidding. You think Lamar is better than Mahomes? Okay. You're an idiot. You also think the Keynesians are better than the Austrians in economics. So anyway, go Adam Smith. We will see what's going on. Our dollar is gone. It's collapsed. It's worthless. So get into gold and silver as quick as you can. And be fortunate you can still trade your worthless dollars for gold and silver. It's unbelievable from the buying end of it, how lucky we are that we can go buy silver at $76. I think mine would cost 78 for ounces of silver with bullshit money that's not worth anything. That's the incredible part. The money is worthless, yet we can still buy silver, and it costs us $76, $77. Thank you. Thank you, God. May I have another? All right. Have a good day. Enjoy your weekend. I will be back tomorrow. So I'm almost, I got the dishes out. I can start packing them, but I still need to eat. And then my clothes, and I got to pack up the bathroom. We'll see. But I think I'll do the dishes and see how many boxes I got left. And that's about it. So have a good day, everybody. www.teacherking.com. You can get my email. And if you need to reach me, please email me. All right. Take care, everybody. Enjoy your day. Buy your gold, buy your silver.